mind, Mark Knopfler. Now, if any of you guys have seen any of my videos or my ones from the past, I do mention Mark Knopfler because the guy is awesome. If you do want to get a kick out of how good guitar can be, YouTube Mark Knopfler and Chet Atkins live, and it'll blow your mind. Anyway, so today we're going to study Mark Knopfler's performance on Sultans of Swing, which is one of the most popular songs he has, and that very famous ending and what's really going on and how you can improvise on top of it, because this channel is all about owning the guitar and improvising. So let's get right down to it. That chord progression at the end of the song is a D minor chord, bam, to a B flat major, to a C major, over and over again. D minor, B flat, C, or as my looper pedal can do it, D minor, B flat, C. I got a new looper. There it is. Anyway, I'll turn it off. All right, so D minor, B flat, and C. And there's my son. All right, so now let's just take advantage of our chord progression first. All right, so we have D minor, B flat, and C. Well, I know, and I want you to figure out, and we'll learn this, is that we have a song that's it's in the key of F, just to let you know, but the F is the ones, fours, and fives, which I preach all the time, is F, B flat, and C. So that B flat major and that C kind of gave it away right there, because when you do have two chords that are major, that are separated by two frets, that indicates usually, 9 times out of 10, the 4 and the 5 chord of a key. So here we have this D minor, and then we have a 4 chord and a 5 chord. So where's that D minor fit in? It's the relative minor in the key of F, the 6. So our chord progression is in the key of F. It's a 6, D minor, a 4, and a 5. It's actually a very common chord progression, but the way that he plays in Sultans of Swing makes it very, very unique, and that's why we love Mark Knopfler. All right, so really quickly, we're in the key of F, and we're going to use that to our advantage in a little bit, but let's get down to the iconic ending, this part. Let's talk about it. First chord's D minor. All right, picture a D minor pentatonic. Where do you picture a D minor pentatonic? Ah, you did it right. 10th fret. 10th fret, D minor, pentatonic. All right, so what he's using here, by the way, he's using pure, like the pure arpeggios or the chord tones for this. So if you, well, it's hard to explain. Here's my root note. Okay, here's my 5. This is the 5. And then up here is my minor third. So I have a 1, flat 3, 5. Now this is the pentatonic, and for those of you who haven't seen any of my videos, you should watch those because I'll help put it together. But we have this little tiny portion of a D chord, 10th fret of the B, 10th fret of the high E, and 13th fret of the high E string. And this together, if you play this all together, which you can't because you have 2 notes on the same string, would make a D minor chord. But what he does is he does this awesome triplet fashion. Now I'm going to kind of focus on my pick. All right, you're going to bar down the 10th fret, and you're going to come down, 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 and then with your pinky you're going to come up with a pull-off. And that's it. 1, 2. The pluck hits 3 times. So we're doing these triplets with the right hand, and we're getting 4 notes inside of it with the left hand. So it's a little tricky, but you have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And all this is a very smart, highly calculated D minor chord broken into its little pieces. And as you practice it, you want to practice that super slow and precise down, down, up with the pull off, down, down. And as you feel mechanics, you start to get faster and faster. So that takes care of our D minor chord. All right, so then we have a B flat chord. All right, well, check this out. Here's a B flat here. I'm not giving the fingers. A B flat right here in the 11th fret. I will put a chart up that you can get linked in the description below. It'll be later tonight because I have a lot of stuff to do. But you have a B flat here, okay? And if this is a B flat, then my major third, again, we're going to use a piece of a chord. And so here's a B flat chord. This is a B flat chord right here, broken. This is a 1, 3, 5. Where my D minor I had the 1, the flat 3, and the 5 like this. He realizes, well, I got a B flat here. Where's my chord? Okay, well, I have a 1, 3, and 5 right there. And he's going to do the same thing as this, but he's going to put his middle finger on the 11th fret of the B. Moves his first finger strictly to the 10th fret of the high E string, and he's going to get his pinky up on that 13th fret like this. And then we have the same motion, down, down, up. So what you're playing here is just a piece of a B flat chord. Now remember what I said, we have a 4 and 5 chord, those are separated by 2 frets. Well, if this is B flat chord, 1, 2, now we have our C chord, middle finger's on the 13th fret of the B string, first finger's on the 12th fret, my god, I'm losing my mind, of the high E string, and the pinky's on the 15th fret, and the same motion down, down, up. So you have your D minor chord broken into its pieces. It's B flat chord broken into its pieces. And then the C chord. The most important piece of this is getting really nice and structured and like balanced, and with that right hand motion, down, down, up. So this line, as awesome as Mark Knopfler is, we're getting into his mindset where it's not magical in terms of where it came from. It's magical when you listen to it because it's so good. But what we have here is a D minor chord, a B flat chord, and a C chord broken into its little tiny pieces, kind of like in Wonka Vision when that guy gets sucked up into little pieces of TV and they fly over and they come back. So we broke up the pieces of the chord. All right, anyway, so let's get to the overall key structure, right? We have this key of F. D minor is the relative minor. Just to let you know, F is 1, right? 1. 6 is a relative minor. You can watch my relative minor videos in case you want to catch up on that. So we have a D minor scale. And the best D minor scale we can use here, where he sits really is, I'm going to show you this, is in the F major scale. So like I said, here's that F major on the 13th fret. So this is where a lot of his soloing takes place, and we'll dissect this, okay? So F major is the same scale as D minor, right? They're relative majors, relative minors. Where I have the F root note here, we're going to get the whole entire scale. It's 13, 15, 12, 13, 15, 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15, 13, 15, 12, 13. And we can really come up to the 15 here. Again, the chart below will have that shape. So we have, this is our F major shape, okay. But how do we turn it into a D minor scale? That's the word I'm looking for, right? Well, we find the D. There it is. Same exact scale shape, we just start here. So all I'm doing is picking up the scale right where I left off, as if I played up to here. Right there. Now that becomes my root note. Okay, there is the scale. Alright, so now, when he's soloing, I'm going to show you something. Then all of a sudden he's going to do this. He's going to take that note, the last note of the scale, and bend it up. So now, this is the cool thing. If you've seen any of my videos, I have a video out there called The Power of the 5 Compels You. This is a D. That's where he lands. Alright, the power of the 5. Well, if this is a 1, my 5 is next door, 2 frets up. So what does he do? Well, the 5 gives you this really good motion that leads back to the 1. The 5 is a very intense note. So he takes this note, bends it up to the 5, and releases back, and I missed it, releases back to the 1. Listen for it again. There's the 5, okay, down to the 1. Then he does a couple trills, like in this scale. Picture the scale. Like, there's a little trill there. Oh. Right, let me get that live first. Oh, it's here. There it is. Whew. Okay, so I'm totally messed it up, but I'm gonna keep it in. So we have the 5 bend, the bend on this note up to that 5 note. Release down to the root note, that D right there. Then it just kind of trills down this D minor scale, which is really an F major scale as well. Gets down to this D, and then he just solos in this D minor pentatonic. Sorry, D minor full scale. He's a full scale player. He's very, very colorful. Whenever you want to add some tension, you can take the note on that 15th fret here and bend it up to what we call the 5. It's the 5th of the D. And come home. So I'm going to play, and I might screw up, I might not, but I'm going to play my D minor piece, my B flat piece, my C piece, and I'm going to come in like he does, where I'm going to take that scale less note and physically in the scale, bend it up the 5, come back to the D, do my little trills down the scale, And then I'm going to come down to that root note, and I'm going to use a scale and just have some fun. And he kind of sits there, and the song fades out, and he's just having fun on that scale. And that's what you're going to do. Now, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and messed up. I mean, whatever, it's, 7 in the morning, I'm recording a solo. Was that the best thing? No. But it can be. So let's just talk about some highlights of what to do within the scale. Really quickly, it's very, very simple. If you hear, I'm ending it kind of so there's my root note, and guess what? There's my 5. The 5 is always 2 frets up next door, and then, like, there's my 5. So what I'm doing is when I'm ending my solo, when I want to come up to the D, I'm kind of using the propulsion of the 5. Also, you have the D minor where I hit a D, and then it goes to the B flat. So guess what? I'm going to hit a B flat, right? Okay, so I'm going to have this all on the chart for you, okay? B flat's right here. That's the 15th fret of the G string. And then when it hits the C, I hit a C, which is the 13th fret of the B string. So, a little trickery is just to kind of hit the note of the chord that you're on, and why it's so mindful to know your chord progressions. Alright, so I know it went fast. The chart below will help. Let's go over the highlights. It's a D minor, B flat, C, which is a 6-4-5 progression. Okay, so in the D minor chord, we're going to break up the D minor into its little pieces, Wonka Vision style. Okay, then we're going to move to the B flat, and we're going to Wonka Vision it again. Break it up into its little pieces. Move it up 2 frets for the C. We're going to come in strong on that 5. Create the tension. Come back home to the 1. Right? Then we're going to solo. He does this great little trill thing right down that F major scale, which is a D minor scale. And then comes home. I kind of tag that 5 again right here. Come back home to the 1. And as I solo, I'm the D, B flat, to the C. And then in between those hits, I kind of put more of the scale. And it starts again, and I hit the 5, back to the 1. Hope it made sense. Rock and roll.